Hey guys, how's it going? Tom here, and we've made it to day 2. I'm as shocked as you are. Let's get into it. All right guys, day 2, here we go. Looking forward to it. Glad I've managed to come back and get this session in. So on the cards today, we have the 50mm rolling handle and the vertical bar hold for time. Plans are going to be sort of the same. I'm just going to work up on the rolling handle for as many doubles as I can, and I'll max out on both arms, see what we can get to. I know my PB currently on the 50mm rolling handle is about 105 kilos for 2 reps, which I'm going to get nowhere near that today. I'm hoping maybe 90, and I'd be happy with that, I guess, but we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to warm up with my hand grippers, as I've said. That's the plan now, just try and get in a hand gripper session. So it's going to be 4 gripper sessions a week now for the next 3 weeks, which is good. Then we'll just smash out some rolling handle and we'll have a crack at the holds. So hand grippers, pretty much the same as yesterday. Let's get into it. Alright, so that's just a quick little warm up there. I'm going to do some working sets on the Elite number 4. I think today I'll do 5 sets of 3. Again, I'll be sort of doing that nice little set at the start, opening it up about 2 finger width, and then I'm going to be forcefully closing it today, whereas yesterday I was doing the reps. Today I'm going to give it sort of max effort, trying to explosively close the hand gripper for 5 sets of 3 on both hands.
It's been hard to get out of bed. She never looked that way at me. I swear she's fucking with my head. Take me far away, far away.
Right, there we go. That was pretty nice on the right. The left really struggled with those, but felt really comfortable. Managed to get a good squeeze with them on the right. So yeah, that was the Elite number 4, 5 sets of 3. I like doing lower rep ranges on hand grippers. I feel like if I go for really high reps, I'll just burn out and I don't have the power. Whereas if they keep the reps pretty low, I still feel like I can retain some of my power. I know there's not much rest in between sets, but that's just kind of what works best for me and what I feel progresses my strength best. So rolling handle, we'll start off with 20 and I'll just chuck 20s on until it starts to get heavy. Then I'll go up in smaller increments. But rolling handle, it's a staple lift, you know, in the grip world, and it's kind of one of the ones where all the strong men, they love it because usually the bigger guys are better at this because you can just sort of brute force it up. There's not much technique to a rolling handle. But if I could give any sort of advice, it's all about consistency and trying to place your hand on the handle as best you can. So instead of just literally chucking it on, picking it up and lifting it like that, you want to kind of think about, okay, what's my stance? Am I getting in a powerful position? A lot of people like to sort of take a similar stance to where they'd squat from. So then you're using your leg drive to pick the weight up. You want to really ensure that you're getting a good hold on the handle, nice and tight, getting as much finger round it as possible. I know some of you guys can probably hook grip this. Anyway, so maybe try and give that a go if you can. But yeah, it's all about sort of a routine with this. So you want to think about foot position, hands on, and then go for the lift.
Far from yesterday. This ain't a love story, it's a funeral. Darling, damn, you look beautiful. You're killing my heart, it's the usual. Killing my heart, it's the usual.
Right, so we're up to about 78 there, is it? Yeah. About 78 kilos, not too bad. Gonna have a little rest now, feeling out of breath. That big 6 reps really took it out of me. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on how you lift the rolling handle. I know there's loads of guys that prefer to lift thumbless and they're really strong at that. I guess it comes from your strong wrist, whereas I prefer to go thumb over. Just personal preference, but it's interesting to hear all, your guys' takes on hand position, what you feel works best for you on rolling handle and stuff like that. But let's give this a go, 78 kilos. All right, felt pretty comfortable on both hands, sort of working a bit more technique there, trying to lock in with my back and lift with my legs a bit. So I think we'll chuck another 10 on. That'll be 88. Whew, felt heavy. I'm really happy that I got that on both hands actually. I was worried that my left wouldn't quite be able to get that, but I think I'll try another 5 on and then we'll weigh it after that. I'm hoping it's around 92, something like that, which isn't too bad actually. Let's chuck a 5 on. Whew. Jeez, that felt heavy. Not too bad. There probably is a bit more in the tank, but I think I'm going to call it at that and work off 93 for my working sets. Might as well have a crack on the left, see what it can do. Oh, I might have just brushed the crossbar, but not too sure on that. I'd have to have a look back at the footage. The rolling handle is only a 6-inch lift, which is pretty low. It's quite a nice height to lift to, but it can be difficult for the short guys to lift it up that high. That's why we tend to advise them to use a short loading pin, but standard loading pins are pretty much good for everyone. I was just thinking that I wonder what sort of weights the big guys are going to hit. I'm hoping someone's going to get over 120. I know we had Dennis Long here last summer and he just obliterated everyone on this because his hands are so massive. He was just basically just wrapping them around, and he's such a strong guy. He was able to just lift up, I think it was like 140 for pretty easy with one arm, which is absolutely mental. But yeah, I think most people get stuck around like 100 to 110 purely because of the weight and the fact that it's a rolling handle, so it's just difficult to lift. But I'm hoping a couple of guys like Paddy, maybe Lee Hinton, Tiny, will all get a sort of 120 plus maybe. Don't know if I'm being optimistic there, but that's sort of what I'm expecting of them, so you better be training our boys. Yeah, that's come out 92.9, a good little solid number to work from there. Puts me in good stead for sort of getting over 100 on the day, I'd like to think anyway. So 3 weeks of good training on this. I think the hand grippers are going to help as well. I might even try and throw some deadlifts in, maybe once a week, just to try and build up a bit more body strength, which is what I seriously slack on. I just like doing the small lifts and too much grip training really, instead of the main compound lifts, which are crucial. You've got to have a strong body to be able to lift these weights, especially when you're getting over 100 kilos. It's just, you could train rolling handle every day and without increasing your overall body strength, you're not going to be able to lift any more weight on that. So don't skip deadlift day. All right, so I've got 75 in plates on the pin, and this probably weighs 3, so I'm just under 80, but I'm going straight in, and I'll just have a go on my right, go on my left, and see what sort of time we can get. I literally have no idea. This hasn't been done in a competition before at this weight. The highest we've done was 60 for a double hold, and the longest time was 1 minute and 6 seconds, which is an epic time. I think that was Tiny that got that, the big fella. So yeah, I think we ideally want no one to get over a minute, which is why we've set the weight at 80 kilograms. It's a challenging weight, easy enough for most people to lift, but you've got to get that 5-second hold for it to count. So I'm procrastinating a bit here because I'm a bit worried about it. I'm not sure what my endurance is going to be like, but I guess there's only one way to find out. So let's see, let's give this a go. Wow, I could feel my hands start sweating as soon as I picked it up there, which isn't great. Hoping that was about 20 seconds, which wouldn't be too bad for a first attempt. Yeah, that was difficult. Right, I'll give the lefty a go, see if it can pull through.
There's no signs of stopping now. She stares at me from the ground, like it lives with him, just trying to tear me down. In this evil game, she's proud, living in my head.
Not quite good enough. So it looks like these two lifts are sort of the real areas what I need to put in some hard work on and improve. I don't think 20 seconds is going to be anywhere near sort of the level we need to be at, so I'll have to sort of up my game on these two, but it's a good starting point. It's something to build on now for the next 3 weeks, and hopefully add maybe 10 seconds on. That'd be great. I know when there's people here on the day and you're getting a bit pumped up, and you know, it's always good. So one thing I think I just wanted to quickly discuss was hand position on the vertical bar. So I always get sort of mixed opinions on this. Some people like to go really low on it and sort of think by going lower they've got more room to sort of slide up on the bar, which is good logic. I know a lot of people also like to go at the top. I'm one for going near the top of the handle because I feel like it sort of reduces the range of motion that I need to lift it off the ground, whereas maybe if I was a bit further down, I'm having to lift it a longer way, so it might tire me out more, but I like to kind of go right at the top. Maybe it would be worth giving it a go to hold at the bottom. In fact, should we give it a go? I think I will. Change of tactics. Let's grab it at the bottom, and then it gives me a bit more room to slide up on there. I mean, at least then we can compare the times. Let's have a go.
She's killing me, she's killing me. All you do is waste my time. Yeah. All you do is waste my time. Yeah. All you do is waste my time. Yeah. I'm not looking for a love story anymore.
Well, that actually felt a bit more comfortable. I felt like I could maybe angle the vertical bar a tiny bit, which gave me almost a bit more to rest on my wrist. So that could be the way forward. I know I've probably got lesser time there, but it felt more comfortable, so that's promising at least. Again, any tips or advice you guys have sort of, any tricks you've found? Maybe you're lifting like between your legs, maybe you're lifting behind yourself. I don't know, anything to kind of give me an extra few seconds. I'm all ears for it. So I will check back and see how long my time was later on, but let's go over to the board and I'll scribble down some numbers for the rolling handle. All right, so I just realised yesterday I wrote 37 on all the plans instead of 47. So I've just quickly amended that now, but we got 93.42 on the rolling handle. I'm thinking to maybe do a slightly different style on the rolling handle. Instead of doing 5 sets of the same weight, I'm gonna build up on the rolling handle. So I might do 5 sets of 2, and we start at 80, and then we go up in 2.5s. So what would that put me at? Pretty much up to the max. I feel like that's the way to do it. And if I fail 2 reps at, what would it be, 92.5, then it's okay because I've got the working sets in on the way up there, if that makes sense. Again, I like to do holds for time, even if it's just a tiny hold at the top. I feel like it's just building the hand strength, the finger strength a bit more. So I will do something similar, but with a lower weight because you're holding it at the top for a bit. So we'll start this at say 70 and we go up in 2.5s. 5 times 2, and then 82.5, and up in 2.5s. There we got 5. So 72.5, up in 2.5. What are we on here? 85, up 2.5. 5 times 2, 75, and then up in 2.5. So what does that put me on? 85, quick maths, 97.5. So hopefully by the end of the next 3 weeks I can hit 97.5 for a double, which should put me in a good target for probably hitting 105 to 110, which I will set as the goal, which is pretty realistic, I reckon. Not a bad one. I know Laura was moaning at me yesterday for this really unneat board, so she might come in tomorrow and tidy it up a bit for me. But with regards to the vertical bar, I think I'm gonna have to sort of work in multiple sets of holds. I feel like that's gonna get me used to sort of the lift, best hand position. So if we do 3 sets of 10-second holds at 80, I think that'll be good. I might do just 1 day of vertical bar lifting. So let's do the classic 5 times 2. I know roughly my max lift on this is about 120, so I might start at 80 and then go up in 2.5s for that. Again, by me sort of lifting over the weight of the hold, it should make the weight feel more comfortable, if that makes sense. So again, we'll go for 3 times, we might bump that up to 12 seconds at 80, and 5 sets of 2 at 82.5, up in 2.5s. Then we got 3 times 14 at 80, 5 sets of 2 at 85, up in 2.5s. So if I'm hitting 3 sets of 14 seconds at 80 kilograms, should surely be getting maybe close to 25 seconds. So let's set the goal at 25 to 30. I think 30 seconds, I'm not sure if I'd be pleased with that really, but judging off that there, it's definitely going to need quite a bit of work. I know I have advised everyone to sort of keep the numbers under wraps for these things, but if anyone wants to let me know what they're kind of getting on the vertical bar to make me feel a bit better about myself, drop it down below. Thank you very much. So this is the plan. That's how easy it is to sort of structure something. 3 weeks, it's probably enough time to sort of hone your skills on certain implements. But if anyone needs any help with sort of like a little program for the qualifier or any other tips, just let me know. Got a rest day tomorrow as we've got the arm wrestling event here, so I'll probably get back to it on Sunday and then work through it. So episode 3 should be out soon. Can't wait. I'll see you then.